All right, guys, today's video, super simple one, but I have been asked this question a few times, so I just want to make sure that we're taking care of everybody, whether it be super beginner or an advanced person. So it's guide pin installation. So I have a V1 chassis here, which really the chassis is irrelevant as long as the chassis that you're using and the guide pin are compatible. So the reason I say that is because the Tyco guide pin is different. The distance between the flanges is different, and it probably won't work, or vice versa. Like sometimes the guide pins aren't interchangeable. So just make sure that if it goes to start like so, like if it goes up in there, then it's definitely good. You can also use a set of calipers, measure between the flange, that's 60 thousandths, and you can measure the thickness on your chassis, which on the Viper chassis, it's a little bit harder because it is captured. So we have a 21 thou recess. So what we will do is take our measurement and go 21 thousandths recessed, zero it, close up our calipers, and we're at 57 thousandths is what our chassis is. So 57, and our guide pin is at, this thing's not allowing me to measure it now, but our guide pin is at around 59. So a little bit of clearance there, which is great. If you have the Tyco chassis or a chassis that doesn't have the captured guide pin, a lot easier to measure that thickness, but hopefully I showed you how to use these by zeroing it and checking the offset. But we're gonna go ahead and install the guide pin. Now, some guys put these in dry, some guys use oil, some guys actually Loctite these in. It's up to you. I don't ever Loctite them, and I almost never oil them, so I just install them. But it's up to you. So on this particular car, you can see we have it set in there, and I'm going to use my trusty old smooth jaw pliers, and I'm going to pinch between the guide pin and the chassis. Now, something you don't want to do is you don't want to stick that much of your plier out, because when you go through and compress this, you will mar up your chassis. I mean, if you don't care, then go for it. It just doesn't look as good as it does when you just barely have it in there. So that first little click is going to be our middle position, and then all the way installed is going to be the rear position. Now that is fully installed. There is nothing else that you need to do on that. To remove it, I usually will grab the guide pin like so, and I'll take my thumb, push it on the chassis, and it pops out, and your guide pin's out, and you're good to go. So that's on the Viper chassis. If you use a stiff chassis, or if you're doing any other makes or brands, they can be a little bit trickier. I actually have, this is an old Wizard chassis here, but same thing. If you want to remove it, just pull down, it pops out, and to put it back in, you can use this same method. But I always, and this car has a hole right there, I always like to pop it in that method there, just because I don't like pushing my thumbs around on the chassis and stuff. So, it's the same exact process. Now, we also make an offset guide pin. So if you zoom in, you can see this guide pin is not centered, it's offset. And that was really a part that was intended for the Super G Plus or the Viper V1 or this BSRT G3 car. So, and that was to just move the guide pin back behind the front axle, just another tuning option. The V3 car, it doesn't need the offset guide pin because you already can put the axle or the guide pin behind the axle, and it has 3 locations. But if you want to try it, go for it. It's totally up to you. Now, I have been asked how to install this pin, and what you want to do is you want to set your pin in there the exact same way we did with the standard guide pin, and you want to just eyeball that the pin itself is in the 6 o'clock position. Grab your pliers, pop it down in there. Now let's say that I totally goofed and this thing's over at, 2 o'clock. Well, if it's at 2 o'clock, you grab it with pliers and you pull it down and keep moving that thing over until it gets into the right spot, okay? So now it looks like it's pretty close to being in the right spot. And if you were worried about this moving in the chassis, at this point you can put a little bit of Loctite between the chassis, or you could have already done it, but if you want to do it after the fact, put a little bit of Loctite in there. I probably would use something like a red Loctite on this, but that's really all that you need to do to install the offset guide pin in the chassis. Super easy to pull it out, same thing, it's out, and that's pretty much it. I mean, there is not really anything else to cover when it comes to guide pin removal and installation, but that will apply to really any car that's out there. I don't know if I have any other cars. Let's see, we can actually we'll do a 4-gear real quick. So 4-gear uses a guide flag, okay? On these, to remove it, grab it sideways, pull, and that usually goes into my scrap bin. Oh my gosh, and then the pickup shoe falls off. Frick. Okay, so we're gonna put this back on here real quick. This is a quick pickup shoe install. And that's because if you look right there, see how the pickup shoe is barely touching the tab? So I have to make this into a reel, but if that is happening, you just want to push your finger on there and bend the top back so that you have some pickup shoe being retained now by the pickup shoe tab. So little tip there, if your shoes are always falling off, and if we're going to put a guide pin in this auto world, same thing, we get it started like so. We're going to use one of these existing holes in the chassis, pop it in. Now we have Viper guide pin installed in auto world chassis. So I think you guys probably get the point by now, but that is as simple as it needs to be. And like I said, with the Viper guide pin, I don't oil it or do any of that stuff. You definitely can. This stock guide pin or flag, it does move in there. So that thing probably should have some oil on it if you're gonna run a stock one. I would recommend getting rid of the stock one and putting in aftermarket guide pin on the 4-gear. But that's gonna do it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you have some crazy method where you use a CNC machine and a robot and you use, your grandma's rolling pin in the kitchen, let me know about it. I want to see it in the comments. If you don't, and this simple method is all you need, then we're glad it worked out for you, and we'll see you on the next one.